Whoa! What is up, boys and girls? Welcome to the trails. Now, I just realized that if I want my channel to keep growing, I need to make a video. I figured that I really haven't made a video that talks about all of my trails in a very long time. Granted, I've mentioned them and showed them in previous videos and uploads and posts and whatever else you want to call it, but I really haven't engaged with my audience ever, because I don't really have much of an audience. I haven't really engaged with my audience showing them the trails in depth. I'm talking about why I built it and all of that. So that's today's video. Now, I'm not going to be riding my bike a lot today. I'll be ripping it down some main. I tacoed my rear wheel a little bit, so that thing is, it's all buckled. I could still ride, but I have to run weird PSI in the rear tube, which I now have to run. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop riding street where the Bacons got flats last year riding street about the same time of year. There might be some sort of correlation. I'm just gonna stop riding at the skate park. Don't worry guys, there will be a video eventually saying, hey, I'm building a new wheel. I just realized it's gonna be really expensive because I want to go to 32 hole rims rather than 28 in the rear. So I'm gonna go broke, because i9 hubs are really expensive. Another reason to get to 1,000 subs, I guess, so I could cash out on all the ad revenue. So guys, I guess we might as well get started explaining the trail system we have created in my backyard. Oh, we gotta do the magic chant. Sick nasty. Pit viper, pit viper, pit viper. Let us go. Shred the gnar. So I could go chronologically, but that would really make it difficult because I really don't remember like how I built all these trails. So I guess I'll start here. Granted, I know there's another trail over there. But that one goes all the way down the property. So like, yeah. Here's the main hub of the jibs. So we built, I actually kind of put this here the other day to ride. It's kind of cool to whip into the ferns, but that's something else. This concrete jump that Bacon's built in like 30 seconds. We have a little gap jump that we built here, not huge, cool, like hip-like, and then there's a roller. Now we have another gap over these into this trail. Now this trail is pretty interesting. So I have it's a little log jump. I really don't know. It's interesting, I guess. And then you land, you don't land in the landing because I didn't build it big enough. You land in this divot, which is extremely soft. You come through here, you hit this soft section, you hit this, and you gap over here. It really is bad. It doesn't work well, and this whole trail in general is just kind of rough. Now, I don't name all of my trails, but this one does have a name. This one's called OG2, meaning OG, the second OG. Okay, so you hit this jump, and it's a very fun trail. This is my favorite trail I think I have, just because it's just the best. Small jump, a roll that I guess you could jump into, and a small gap hip. Then you could hit this. This jump is just a little jib we dug. A little jib we dug with our feet one day when we rode. Coming through and then strapping or roosting or just destroying this berm, it really is only held up down here. And it's held up pretty well, other than the root in the middle of it. You can come through here on the OG trail. And we built a little gap. It's not huge, but it allows you to do some cool jibs, I guess. It goes from here and lands right here. It's hard to see the transition because the trees are so shady. And then there's little like rolls through here. Now, something we recently just started was this berm right here, and it's only natural from riding it, from like roosting and tropping into that. So that's pretty cool. Now there's another option. Sweet, but I'm gonna do the OG. So now you come through here and there's a berm. This berm was rebuilt back at the, I don't know what video, maybe my first ride on my fully. We rebuilt this quick, and as you can see, it's really deteriorating from rain and destruction. Now, you come through here, and you can get some speed. You can boost off of this route, land down here, or land in here. Now, at the end of this OG trail, this jump is not necessarily OG. The Bacons built this one day. They came out in the winter. I think it was the winter. I don't know. I was looking at Spitfires by then. But this thing is ridiculous. It's not super huge, but it's big enough and it's washed out enough to kick you to the moon. I've actually gotten whiplash landing on this jump to flat a lot of times. And as you can see, there's no landing. So you're landing to flat and then into a Widowmaker, which is pretty sweet. Actually, 2 Widowmakers. It's really sketchy and you bottom out the hardest. This is probably the best suspension test I have around here.
Before we can tread the gnar, we gotta put on our certified gnarly snap bands. Gnar. Respect. Let's shred.
I'm gonna only ride this trail. That's OG2, bros. All right, so this is the first other option on OG2. Now, you come up this, and there's a little baby drop. I wanted to have a drop on my property area, and it was actually bigger. If you can't tell from there, that's higher up than this. There was probably maybe almost a foot of dirt up here, but I could not get it to level out, and it made the drop like sketchy. When you do this, we called this the North Shore line because this was going to be a North Shore roll out of a tree. That never happened. If you can't tell, that is the remnants of that project. And it gets into actually like single track. None of my other trail is super single tracky. This is. And there's like a jump thing Keegan built here, but it's too steep, so it just got rolled. And then now it's just like a roll that slows down. This used to be a trail as well. I don't know if you guys can tell that because the light's weird. There used to be a trail here that would go down, but it really was difficult to ride, and nobody rode it, so it grew back. And so that's a very good example of a trail that's getting taken back by ecological succession. So that's not really the right term, but like I'm gonna just go with it. Have this roller. It's very naturally built from us rolling and tree tapping. I've only done that a few times, but still sick. And then for the trail to finish off, you have a little like roll off of my area really onto an old log road. All right, back to the top. All right, so there's the OG2 secondary line. Now we're gonna go through little jumpy boy. You guys know where we are, right? You come through here, you're yeeting it. You're yeeting the yeet. You gotta hit this berm, which is very much just like a thing that prevents us from riding off the trail. And this is our step down. This was built back in, I don't know, whenever we started the trail system really. And we kind of only rode it one way for a very long time. And then when I was riding in the snow, I came up with the line to go sideways. And then that way you can tree tap. In the future, I'd love to have more lines off of this and maybe make it even bigger. So maybe that'd be a project, refurbishing jumps, making them bigger and better now that we know more. Honestly, OG2 sounds cooler than OG. So that is OG2. Now this trail's been quite well documented on the channel. This is the Dead Snake Trail. Now I made a video about this not too long ago. And the Dead Snake Trail really was my newest project. This was the longest trail on my property, and you definitely can tell because the quality is quite low. So I went over quantity over quality on this case. And speaking of case, here's a new jump. This jump is actually becoming a roll that we aren't really gonna jump too much because it's very hard to get speed. Now it was first directed to be a road gap over OG2, but OG2 really didn't allow it. And then this is our first gap jump that you really do have to clear. Now, it's not huge, but it does have some consequences if you don't. You get to deal with Connor with a rake. It goes into this beautiful little roll-in preparingness, and it goes into a mid-sized gap. Now, I've been enjoying learning how to gap things better and bigger because gaps are sick, and everybody loves a good gap jump with a whip. Now, this trail nobody's really seen. This is OG1. This is the first trail I ever built. This trail was built when I moved in, the summer of me moving into my new house. I was not even into mountain biking that much. I was riding my dad's Gary Fisher, and somebody had a video of them doing jumps on Instagram, and I wanted to. This was the first jump I've built, first ever dirt jump, and I really don't want to destroy it. So I have thoughts. Now, as you can see, this trail hasn't been ridden. I only will take my bike down this maybe once a month, just because I'm bored. It's not ridden much, and it's really kind of sad. Now, if we are going to bring this back, which I definitely think we should, before I get eaten up, kind of deserves to become scary. Now, it's not in the best spot because there's a tree there and then there's basically a big hole there. But if you can run out this way, we could build a scary big gap. This is a gap that I built the other day with some help from the Bacons. This is probably the biggest jump I have on my property at, like, I think it's like between 15 and 20 feet. I'm not 100% sure. This has a big lip on it, very hard. It's actually probably steeper now, so it's perfect. And it's got a very wide landing for all the tricks in the world. This was in my Pit Viper video, but other than that, this wasn't in much. Now, there's not much to see up top. It's just a run-in. It's all straight, and that's bumpy too. All my run-ins are bumpy. I don't know why. You land, and there's two trees, or they used to be trees. We had to fell some trees. This is the final trail. This is called a cross-country track. It's really not too cross-country-y, but it's flatter than everything else, so we called it cross-country track. Now, you come through here, and there's a little roll. We wanted it to be a drop, but you really can't drop it with the speed from that corner. Another thing to state is this hasn't been ridden since we built it really in the winter. So it's kind of starting to grow up, which is sad, but it really needs a revamp or just a total deletion from my trail system because it's not the greatest. This was a little jump roll thing. If you were confident, you could totally jump this thing right into another rock garden I built. That was my first ever rock garden I built. I haven't built one since because rocks are really difficult to work with, I guess. Now, this is a kicker that was kind of built by Bacons, but really got disruptive when parts of a tree fell into the berm that kind of catches you. So whenever we'd ride it, we just rode around it. Come down through here, and this is a fun, cool looking section. I really like it, and it's a great template for future trails. It is like really nice single track, well dug, and it's just really raked, maybe with a little bit of skimming on top of the rake, or a shovel rather. Now you come through there and you pedal hard, and then you bring it through here. They're all very little movements through the woods, but it's the lines I saw when I built it. Kind of made a dual slalom track without realizing it. We wanted two ways going through the trail, and so we built one. So there's a second route, but we always rode this first one because it put you right in this roller and then straight into the table. Definitely, if you guys have suggestions, let me know, because I'm totally open to them. If you guys want to see a trail to build or something like that, let me know. Write a comment. Not a lot of people comment on videos except for good old Gary O'Harry. He always is the best supporter ever. But if you guys have like a suggestion on my trails, or even if you want to name a trail, like if somebody comments and asks for a trail name, I will change the name of one of my trails for you guys, because some of them are pretty lame. I know the sun's like really behind me and it's like bad lighting. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for 100 subscribers. This is, I guess, my 100 subscriber special. I don't really think it's worth a special anymore, but it's a very big deal. It's the first 100. Now let's just keep growing. We've already gone up 5 subscribers since I don't know when. It's great. I really appreciate all the growth. Make sure you tell your friends about the channel. Whether you like mountain biking or not, we do a lot of fun stuff, and you might just want to see our quirky little teenage lives that we are living, building mountain bike trails and riding our bikes for fun. Yeah, so definitely, guys, make sure you keep shredding, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you for everything that you guys done for me, and I really can't speak English. I'm very parched. Thank you guys for watching. I gotta go record clips of some of these trails now. So you guys are done, but I'm not. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment a trail name or trail idea or just anything you guys want. Just comment random words, whatever. Do what you want. I'll love it. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.